Well, hello and welcome to you all on this opening day. Two teams, each seeking the perfect pick-me-up start at the expense of each other. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So we're up and running. Well, now the opposition are going to have to find something pretty special to stop Lionel Messi today, aren't they, Jim?
Yeah, the man is an absolutely born winner. You just feel that with him on the pitch, anything is possible.
And what's more, he brings out the best in his teammates.
Yeah, I think he just gives them that confidence that they can overcome whatever the opposition throws at them, and he leads by example, of course, and will probably come up with something.
Well, that pass isn't the best. Could move up a gear here. Kirkchu. And this is Neymar. Shoots! Goal! Milan! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Milan penetrate first. It is a truly precious lead. And it's managed to gift it back. Marquinhos. A probing pass. Spread neatly. Alexander-Arnold. Camavinga. Alexander-Arnold. Yamal is in a really good position out wide. He's picked his way through. Alexander-Arnold finding himself in space. Milan leading here thanks to that early goal. And the score is 1-0. And it's made its way to him. Alexander-Arnold deals with that comfortably. Can he get on the end of this? Van Dijk with a fine tackle. Mbappe has alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Kane, over to the right flank. Inacio promptly onto that, and that is that. And it's Szoboszlai. Neymar. Kirkchu. Big chance! Well taken goal. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get press from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
A moment to savour for all of us. Lined up on the start line, their eyes fixed on the prize. It is the ultimate calm before the inevitable storm. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Well, it's fair to presume, I suppose, that Lionel Messi will, as almost always, Jim, be carrying a huge burden of expectation here.
Yeah, but it won't bother him at all, Peter. He just delivers without fail time and time again, and often in a way only he can.
Absolutely. So I wonder what the little magician will have in store for us today.
Well, all I shall say is expect the unexpected.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Nice looking ball.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Milan have it back and can go again. Now it's Neymar. And he cuts out the supply. Alexander-Arnold with the slide tackle there. Looking to play him in.
Decent attempt at, just a little mistimed.
That has not gone well. Played out to the left flank. Neither of the teams has yet taken the initiative. And no, that was never going to make it. Dani Olmo. Oh, this looks sharp. And he's in on goal. Chance, surely! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
What a pass, one that literally dropped into his path. It was asking to be finished.
Nicely weighted ball. Palmer receives it in a wide position. And here's Hazard, in with the challenge. So it is still 0-0. Now it's Dani Olmo. Oh, they can break here. Kubasi gets over and intercepts. Knocks it into space. It's Neymar! Same again, same outcome.
Milan really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
Oh, easy pickings there. And that has left him in a heap. Lovely pass, but can he get there? No, that's been intercepted. Played out towards the right wing. Inacio promptly onto that, and that is that. Messi is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
And he's intervened well there. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
And that is a little undercooked. Kubasi is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Could be dangerous. Good chance here. He's going to be disappointed with that. Dani Olmo can so cleverly bypass the press. Dani Olmo makes a dash for it. Tries to play it through. Shifted it to the flank. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
He's found a way through. Very nicely done. Good spot, that. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Spread neatly. Hazard.
That's going in strongly.
And he's had it nicked away. Neither side giving way. It has been tight. Dani Olmo. Kubasi kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. It's a pretty loose pass. And he's managed to get free. Kukçu, rapid and full of intent. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Oh no, what has happened here? Engages and forces him off the ball. Kukçu. Well timed, excellent interception. And we've reached half-time. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. Reflections on the first half?
Well, I wouldn't say it was the most potent performance, Peter, but defensively, very composed. The scoreline might still be 0-0, but I'm expecting things to open up a bit more in this second half.
So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0.
Ricordiamo a tutti I tifosi che è possibile fumare solo nelle aree appositamente predisposte all'interno dello stadio. Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 20, numero 14.
So let's get the ball rolling.
Neymar.
Milan have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. Okay, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
Good running, strong and purposeful. Milan do appear to have made a half-time change.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
And Marmoush! Good save, keeper read that well.
Marmoush certainly had to make his mind up quickly, and he rushed it.
Pass somewhat off target. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Clearly is miffed, having
Shoots! And the keeper couldn't hold it. Goal! It is an explosive start to the second half. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Oh, that's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that the ball was going to come back out and put himself where he needed to be. The sort of thing you just can't teach.
Porto have taken the lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
And it's Kukçu. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Oh, he's found support out wide. He's shifting through the gears here. Real chance! Well, it's a fair try, but just off target.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
Threads one in. Oh, that's a key interception. Marquinhos. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, there'll be no accusations of a lack of effort. They're giving as good as they get when it comes to chances.
That's good running with the ball. Kukçu does well to get it back. Alexander-Arnold. Dani Olmo going face-to-face with his great rival. That's a little off target. Oh, this looks promising. Got to make this count. Porto needed that. They really needed it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Just eases him off the ball. Milan do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way.
At That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Oh, nicely intercepted. Just about up to 75 minutes. He steps in, and that's the end of that. It's a good run he's making out on the left. Gordon.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
He's picked his way through. Takes a shot! Mbappe. That has ended up in no man's land. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Alexander-Arnold proves just a little bit too strong. Oh, he's got a crucial block in there.
Milan are stuck in central station and they might find a fast track out wide if they care to look.
And the shot!
Sostituzione per il Milan.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage and it's time for them to use it.
Cambio di giocatori.
Kukcu with the short one. Porto have the chance to go the other way. Aimed beyond the defence. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Short changes him with that pass. Not the most accurate pass.
Porto can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Chance! And it's there! And right near the end, we have parity. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Milan are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Ci saranno 3 minuti di
Back to
recupero.
parity, and there's barely any time left.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. Okay, there isn't much time left, but if we have to find a winner now, there's no question who I'll be backing.
This looks promising. Oh, that was vital. And that's it. A good watch, more than a good watch actually, certainly from a sporting perspective. It lacks winner, of course. Heady ambitions here, ahead of a game of massive consequence. The objectives are clear. To miss out on them would be unthinkable. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters, who are ready now to perform. They're up and running then.
I don't think there's a player out there, Peter, who is as tactically flexible as Francesco Totti. Of course, we know him best as a number 10 or a deeper line forward.
And does history record him as the first player really to play that kind of false nine role?
Yeah, I think that's right. And he was able to do that because of his great physicality to go with that wonderful technique. Who would have thought at the time that he would start a global trend? One that's become a standard now in leagues all around the world.
He leaps for it! Oh, the ball's come loose here. Oh, what has happened here? He's having a shot!
Algeria definitely are on top of things in these early stages, Peter. If this is how they intend to go on, I think the opposition might see some trouble.
He's a sharp little ball here. Mbappe. Nice control. Soboslai. And the pass is into Kachu! It's wide, but only just.
Oh, he just got it ever so slightly wrong, Peter. There wasn't much in that at all.
Now it's Yamal. Robson. Lovely pass, but can he get there? So Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
Oh, nicely intercepted. Dani Olmo conjures time and space where few can. Well, they could break here. Great vision. Yamal providing an outlet on that flank. He's shifting through the gears here.
Deserved a better ball there. He's right to be disappointed.
And it's Totti. He's having a pop! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Oh, he's been caught napping. And there's the shot!
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
So it is still 0-0. That's a sharp pass. He is through here. Goes for a shot! It's off target and by quite a way.
What a fabulous run. OK, it didn't come off in the end, Peter, but that would surely spark some kind of response from those around him.
He can run onto that. That is good alertness. And he's gone searching crossfield. Saliba.
Milan always looking for runners up front here.
Yeah, it is a regular tactic of theirs.
Yeah, it can make life really tough for you from a defensive point of view, having to constantly be on guard with people trying to get in behind.
Pass somewhat off target. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Milan clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Shot a goal! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Tries to play it through. Oh, that's well spotted. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Aimed beyond the defence. Nicely weighted ball. Batistuta unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Totti. Now it's Yamal. Van Nistelrooy. Dani Olmo.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And he goes cross-field.
Oh, well spotted.
And here's Totti.
Totti really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Knocks it into space. He has a look. Can he finish? ambitious, but just off target.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he tried one of his specials.
Kukçu is always scanning the pitch for targets. Can he get on the end of this? Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Looking for the run. Marquinhos.
How many interceptions have we seen now? Someone's got to up the quality and set an example.
He tries a shot! Brilliant! A finish right from the top draw. Half-time imminent. What a time to score! And wow, he has given that a right old hit.
Oh, give me this every week. The technical ability was superb, and you can see he meant every bit of this.
And the shot! Same again, same outcome. That's the end of the first 45. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Milan trailing by the tightest of margins at half-time.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
Oh, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 20. Numero 13.
So the action resumes.
Numero 11.
It's not easy being down in situations like this. I know it's an overused term, but you really have to play with courage. Be brave, and let's see where it gets you. You might just get lucky because of it.
Terrific effort! It's hit the crossbar. And yes, it's there! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. Algeria are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Silvestre is one whose deliveries we all know about. Milan come out of the tunnel having undergone a change at half-time.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
Time and again they are repelled. Well, that looks a decent ball. Single.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Oh, that's nice. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Well, they've got it again. Threads one in. It's a loose ball. Milan still have the cards to affect this game. Robson wants to run onto this. That's very neat. Messi touches it back. Totti. Totti will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. It's Totti! Oh, denied brilliantly!
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Marquinhos. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Caught offside that time. Kukçu. Well, there's your danger man, a title that is entirely justified. And it's Totti. Inacio does well to get it back. And it's Azar. Tries to pass it through. And again, he's sorted that out terrifically. Algeria needed that. They really needed it.
Simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Saliba. Silvestre. Rashford. Now, can they get him away? Rashford. He's found a way through. Kukçu.
This is the time you need that pace.
Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Mignon breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Can he get it through? Now it's Totti. Alexander-Arnold. Kukçu. Always onto this. That has ended up in no man's land. Chooses to go cross-field. Robson. Robson! Oh, it looked like 3-0 for sure.
Well, he's looked very lively. He really wants to put this game to bed.
Looking to play him in.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Totti. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. That pass has been well intercepted. It's played through for him. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Singo deals with that comfortably. And he's only too happy to take... And Van Nistelrooy! Just cruising! They are cruising! It's all becoming so easy. And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
Oh, what a hit, Peter. And there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
A case now of complete control. He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
And that will be the final act. Milan cannot spin this any other way. They came up against opponents who were thrilling, at times unplayable, who simply brushed them off. So we're all back together again fresh still in our minds, those memories, the unbelievable highs, the unforgettable lows. And as the sides return to cross swords for the first time again, we just remind ourselves of the magic of this game. This is what it does to you. It keeps bringing you back, no matter what. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. Things already rolling. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, it's hard not to be impressed with Achraf Hakimi, who has proven himself in many of the top leagues at such a young age, Peter. He's tactically very astute.
And the shot! Goal! Milan! And Milan have the lead! A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, let that be a lesson for them, Peter. They have to stay focused at all times. Any lapse in concentration, voila.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Dani Olmo. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Not getting too much time on the ball here, that is good pressing. He's a sharp little ball here. Hakimi showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Fadio. Milan leading here thanks to that early goal. 1-0 the score. Aguirre. Now Mazraoui. That pass has been well intercepted. Over to the right flank.
Morocco really do like to play with a distinctive style, one that's pacey and expansive.
And they have the players, those players that love a gallop or two out wide.
Yeah, they're the key supply routes, Peter, carrying the ball and then delivering it across that box.
Now it's Batistuta. Spread to the right. No, he's not played the ball, that's a foul. Well, he's hit it long, but astray. Tries to play it through. And a header! Oh, crossbar! Oh, that's a fair try, but just off target.
Batistuta must have been hit by a flash of doubt then. He complicated what looked like an easy opportunity.
Unahi. Brahim Diaz. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Batistuta. Unahi. And it's Ziyech. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
McAllister is always looking to break lines. Amrabat. Threads one in. Dani Olmo gets across to intercept that. McAllister. Fadio. And it's McAllister. Oh, good effort! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
Well, you have to say how clever the pass was. It caught the defence off guard because of the disguise on it, and it makes it all the more disappointing that he didn't top it off with a finish.
And it's Hakimi. Vardio. En-Nesyri. En-Nesyri! Alexander-Arnold. Milan looking to go into the break, 1-0 up. Kukçu is onto it in a flash. Amrabat. Now it's En-Nesyri. That's a good ball out wide. Some resolute defending there. Azar. Kukçu. For Palmer. Now it's Kukçu. Not the most accurate pass. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Dani Olmo looking understandably energised after his goal. Hakimi. What a throw in. Dani Olmo can see things others simply cannot. Unahi. Amrabat.
Ci sarà un minuto di
Unahi.
recupero.
He has a look up. McAllister. And we've reached half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness perhaps the only things lacking. Milan come in leading by just the odd goal.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game as well as intent, but I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Milan just ahead here in a tight game. They are 1-0 to the good. And so the action is resumed. Milan leading courtesy of the game's only goal. Nicely shaped ball. And he's there to clear it. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
McAllister. That's Brahim Diaz. Unahi, distributed tidily. And it's Azar. Looking for the run. Aguirre calmly anticipates. Schlotterbeck. Marquinhos. And it's Marquinhos. Vardio. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
No way through there. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Team still separated by the game's only goal. Dani Olmo. Nicely weighted ball. And this is Batistuta. And Batistuta! Well, that looked awkward, but he had a good crack at it. 60 minutes played. That's a good run down the left. Unahi. Great vision. Mazraoui finding himself in space. And the keeper gets his hands on it.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Can he get on the end of this? So, Jim, what are you thinking?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain an attacking endeavour.
Unahi. And it's Ziyech. And that's another throw. Hakimi. McAllister. Space for him to turn and look. Oh, that's fabulous. Mazraoui. Amrabat. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Morocco can now introduce the first of their substitutes. Aimed at the far side. Keeper's dealt with that. Great chance! It's fallen kindly here. And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Shot a goal! It's off target and by quite a way. Stood up well to him there. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And that is well cleared. And it's Ajnu.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Hakimi. Can he get it through? He's shifting through the gears here. He won't be happy with that one.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Palmer in acres of space out wide.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Palmer. Pass somewhat off target. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Hakimi. Very much into the last knockings. And it's been shipped out wide. That has been cut short.
Morocco really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Milan can make their change now with a break in play.
Well, he's going to inject a nice bit of pace into that front line, Peter, so I can see him making those runs in behind.
Hazard. Now that looks a decent ball. Mbappe is onto this. Mbappe! And he's managed to get rid. It is close, but that is the last of it. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separate. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. We are just getting started. Well, it's a formation, this, Jim, with a packed midfield, isn't it?
Yeah, and it allows for a lot of flexibility, Peter. You know, combative without the ball, expansive with it. It's a system that's naturally going to ask an awful lot from your central striker, but also for anyone positioned out wide. You're the key supply route, and at the same time, the defensive cover. So, effectively, you're the lungs and legs of the team.
Oh, well played. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
I would say, Peter, it's got to be Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. We know he's got that positional discipline and leadership, but he's got an all-round midfield game. He is very...
Batistuta! Goal! Milan! And Milan have the lead. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Look at the manager here, he's absolutely fuming, and he has every right to be. You can't win football matches if you give the ball away like that.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. He won't be happy with that one. Anderson. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. And it's Hazard, looking to play him in. Impressive jump! Not a bad try by any means. Strong running down that left flank. That has been slung wide. Oh, played through for the wide man. There it tries a shot! And that is wildly off target.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Ended up in no man's land. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Isaacson. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Batistuta. Cook gets his head on it! Nearly, but not quite.
Kukçu is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity. Denmark genuinely seem like a side that's confident with the quality they have out wide. They certainly like their little intricate combinations and link-ups.
Well, that's the impression I'm getting.
Yeah, I think you'll want to make sure you give the opposition a different look with each attack. Variation, unpredictability, you know, that's always key to success.
Deftly away. That'll be a throw. No, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery. Norgard. Vestergaard. 15 minutes till half-time. Now it's Højlund. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Hazard. Isaacson. So what can they make of this? Well, that looks a good ball through. And that is well cleared. Great vision. Delivered low. Real chance! And that's a tidy finish. They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
That was easy, almost too easy.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
Denmark restore parity.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Just 5 minutes left until the break. And it's Hazard. Guardiol. Looking for options for movement.
And a chance! Kokchu! That is sensational! He's got himself an absolute peach. And that for him is goal number 10. He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
Milan with the lead.
They want to be quick here, it's breakaway time.
That's the end of the first 45. So engaging and still right on edge. Plenty of signs to suggest this will turn out to be a really good one.
And a quick announcement.
Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They want a good start to the second half.
Milan leading, but only just 2 on the scoreline. And we are back.
He's having a hit!
He's done very well to get to that.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Defending of the desperate variety. Oh, look at the space here. That is good strength. Denmark have the chance to go the other way. Vestergaard. Dani Olmo might just make this. Azar can so cleverly bypass the press. That has been knocked clear. And he's gone looking for safety. Azar. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. It's Azar! He's got away with one there. Anderson. That pass has been well intercepted. Oh, looks a smashing ball. Isaacson. That's a good foray he's making. Oh, that looks a decent ball. That is a corner. Eriksson with the short one. And now a sudden chance to counter.
The attendance for this match was 29,514.
That's been intercepted. That's going wide left. Tries to cross. Good read, needed to be.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Pinches it off him, and the through ball. He's shifting through the gears here. Christensen, who does have an assist to his name. Tries to pass it through. Picks up shapes to shoot! That's another chance! And that's a sharp finish. And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Oh, he was definitely fully focused on that, Peter. His reaction and anticipation got him there when everyone else was spectating.
Denmark choosing to make the first change.
Yeah, I think he's been told to play that role of the tactical pivot, spraying the ball about sometimes, driving it forward from the middle of the park.
Coming on to replace him
Milan
is
now in a position
number 12,
far more desirable.
That has the feeling of a breath of fresh air, Peter, and now they can fill their lungs and just blow them away.
Kukcu being hunted in packs.
Yeah, it very much looks like this defence has learned from its errors now.
Christensen can get it clear. Norgard. Højbjerg. Oh, super ball! Now there's a fine ball. Azar! Glorious from Azar! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff.
After 74
Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, that's great disguise he got on that finish too. Just toying with the defence, making them guess the wrong thing to do. Made him look a bit silly, Peter.
It's starting to look like a done deal now.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
Now it's Batistuta. He's in plenty of space here. Schlotterbeck. Mela. Højlund. Spread to the right.
Might want to be careful there.
Now it's Batistuta. Now it's Azar. Azar will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Nicely weighted ball, and he's picked it up out wide. Oh, that's neat. Kukcu! That was quite a test for the goalkeeper.
Look, we've all been there. Not that it'll make him feel much better at the moment.
Substitution for Denmark, number 15.
Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Højbjerg. Dorgu. Højbjerg. Now Christensen. It's a good run down the right. Vardiol producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Dani Olmo, can he get on the end of this? That's a delicate pass, and he shoots! That is delicious! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. They are gorging themselves here on a seriously gorgeous scoreline. That's wonderfully done. Crisp hit, true finish.
That's brilliant control, Peter, from an awkward height too. You know, it's great improvisation here.
Milan are having a ball here. Højlund plays a sharp little ball here. Oh, that's a fine interception.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
He's on it, can he get away? Bops him off it and wins back the ball. Knocks it into space. Vestergaard gets across to intercept that. He's looking wide. Dorgu tries to play it through. Chance, surely! It's a goal! And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Just way too...
Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Milan pretty much in utopia, imposing themselves in the manner they wanted right from the start. A show... Hello and welcome to everybody. It's an absolute thrill to welcome you to this day one clash, and no day, of course, engenders hope or optimism more than this one. Optimism which could dissipate at a rate most alarming or last all the way to the latter stages. We shall see. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. Things already rolling. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Peter, I'm a huge fan of Bukayo Saka. Someone always praised for his versatility, his attitude and his cleverness around the pitch. He has the potential to excel in all positions across that front line. But I
shot a goal! What about that from Fernando Torres?
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Fernando Torres demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
So, a breakthrough already. Long ball by the goalkeeper. Now it's Oyarzabal. Pedri looking to receive it in space. Oyarzabal. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
It's a poor throw that, picked off with relative ease. Now it's Rice. Albert Ferrer cuts out the pass. That is ended up in no man's land. Threads one in. Now it's Palmer. That is a brilliant interception.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Oh, good-looking ball. Gibbs-White. And the counter is on. England are benefiting from a lot of movement up front, are they not?
Yeah, and if you're looking to play people in with passes from midfield, you really need willing runners who aren't looking to just get to the defensive line, but to go beyond it.
Milner. No, again, there's no way through. Well, that has not gone well. And it's Pedri. Milner wins the duel this time. It's a pretty loose pass, and the keeper's got it again. He won't be happy with that one. Knocks it into space. Piqué promptly onto that, and that is that. Albert Ferrer. Piqué has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
Spread it left. Rice. No way through. Played into space.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Rice. Palmer! And he scores! England are back in business. Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had a wonderful view of it.
So they have it all to do again.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Triol. Pedri. He's got away. Oh, he's played. Can he finish? And for a moment, time stood still. And we have our very first corner. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. That pass has been well intercepted. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Decent chance! And he's opted for the long pass. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Gibbs White. Palmer. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Gordon. Great chance! Oh, that is a fair try. And it's half-time. England close to setting up the perfect climax there. It really has been pulsating.
Hello everybody, and
how's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, both sides would have expected a closely fought match, and that's pretty much what we've got so far. The early exchanges, I think, in this second half will be worth keeping an eye on to see if any adjustments have been made to change things.
England are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. Back on the way then. No joy this time. Yamal, whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Gordon. Puyol. Dani Olmo plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Tries to play it through. Can he latch on to this? That's a throw. Rice. Here's Gordon. And that's really well manoeuvred. That is a great pick out. Cross is blocked, and that's a corner. Spain have their second corner now. England have the chance to go the other way. Well, that pass isn't the best. Pedri. And it's Palmer. Milner couldn't squeeze it through. Yamal played out towards the right wing. And Boyan! Goal! Spain! And they've got their lead back. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Spain leading now.
Unless they can devise a quick counter-attacking plan, they're going to need to see much more of this ball.
Gordon. Done delicately. And this is Kane. Gordon.
England really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
Well, you would hope for some movement off the bench, Peter, knowing you get an extra sub in extra time.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And now the breakaway. Xavi Alonso. Saka calmly anticipates.
Spain surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Saka. Pass somewhat off target. And he's forced to go back. Xavi Alonso. Yamal. Albert Ferrer. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. And the referee has shown him a yellow card.
Substitution for England, number 9.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. There's going to be a major shake-up in the attack here.
Well, it looks like he's playing his trump card. That'll inject a lot of energy up front.
Number 21,
Dani Olmo. And this is Torres. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Rashford receives it in a wide position. Cleared away. They've got a corner here. Alexander-Arnold with the short one. Spain are looking to go forward now. Now it's Torres. He's shifting through the gears here.
Fernando Torres clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Not the most accurate pass. Oh, easy pickings there. Triol. Spain clearly now in lead preservation mode. Albert Ferrer.
Well, at the moment, we're seeing an attempt to manage the advantage.
And it's Bojan.
Has been
Yamal finding himself in space. Driven in. Two minutes to be added on. Chance here to counter. Rashford receives it in a good position here. That's a shade optimistic. And there goes the final whistle. One of those games that many would have felt no one deserved to lose, but sentiment counts for nothing here, and at the margins, it was decided.
And a quick reminder
After all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
England never really got into this game. I think conceding...
Well, this is just joyous. The perfect backdrop as both sides look to clear the first hurdle. Supporters here in terrific numbers. So will they be going back happy at the end of 90 minutes? Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. And that gets things running. Another episode of this age-old tale, uncompromising conflict. Raya has been included in the starting lineup. Does he have a key role to play here, Jim?
Well, goalkeepers usually make the headlines for spectacular saves, Peter, and this fella's certainly capable of all that. But I think his main influence will be a little less obvious. By communicating with his defence and offering leadership at the back, he spreads a calmness and stability throughout the team. You have to have that relationship with your defence.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. Ambitious, but just off target.
He actually looks pretty annoyed with himself there. He's usually better than that.
Searching pass he's played there. Morata was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Now that looks a decent ball, and he skips past his man. He has found the way through. Great ball, and the shot! It's loose now, and they want to get it back. Now he's off and running. Konate cuts out the pass. Looking for the run. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Goes for goal! Mbappe. Olise is always playing with one eye on the spectacular. Spain still without a single shot on target. And the pass is intercepted. Well timed, excellent interception. Cherki.
Spain always looking for runners up front here.
Yeah, it is a regular tactic of theirs.
Yeah, it can make life really tough for you from a defensive point of view, having to constantly be on guard with people trying to get in behind.
And it's Olmo. Yamal. And he's managed to get free. And he was alert to it. Yamal. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Could move up a gear here. Doué providing an outlet on that flank. He's shifting through the gears here. Howson did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Pino in acres of space out wide. There's the shot! And it's hit the woodwork and out! Konate pokes it out wide. Barcola. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, no, that was never going to make it. Merino. That's an imaginative pass. Yamal. That has ended up in no man's land. It's going to be another throw. Couldn't squeeze it through. Now it's Morata.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Chouameni tries to play it through. It's a promising position. He's picked his way through. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And it's Camavinga.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Oh, good take in a good area. Yamal cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility.
Shot, surely! Goal, France! You don't keep those outs. He just knew.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
France have broken through. It's 1-0.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Camavinga. And here's Doué. Camavinga. Oh, that's fabulous. And that is well cleared. Well, they've got it again. He'll try from distance. Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Well, you get a sense, Peter, that he could almost get to anything today.
And here's Barcola. He's having a hit. Brilliant from Barcola. A finish of true class. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
France are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
And that signals the end of the first period.
Well, the second goal certainly came as a welcome surprise, Peter. So late and so potentially destructive.
That certainly seems to be the case.
And that ought to encourage an even more ambitious approach in this second half, Peter, with control already established.
Well, it has been confrontational, combative, competitive, everything you'd expect from Derby Day. Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. Away we go again.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
And we have our very first corner. Olise with the short one. Spain are looking to go forward now. Now it's Dani Olmo. That is lovely. Merino. A heavy challenge. Barcola. Pass somewhat off target. Yamal. And it's Merino. He's having a pop! Oh, brilliant from Yamal! A finish right from the top draw. Just as they wanted it, just when they wanted it. A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
Oh, what a hit, Peter, and there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
Spain cut their deficit and look raring to go again.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response.
Oh, shooting chance! And there's a goal! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Listen, he would have been advised.
Good chance here! And for sure, that was not one of his best.
Well, talking about playing into your opponent's hands, that kind of thing is not going to get them back into this game.
Probing pass. He's on it, can he get away? Quarter of an hour into the second half. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Now that is tiny, really tiny.
Goes for a shot! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
They've played it short. Pino. It's a pretty loose pass. And now a sudden chance to counter. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. And it's played forward. Mbappe is onto it in a flash. And he was quick to react. Doué. Now, can they get him away? That's really nicely played. Bakula! Yeremy Pino. No, that's been intercepted. Now it's Pino. Merino.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
France have it back and can go again. Rodri, closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
No way through. Elise. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Played out wide. Takes the shot!
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
And here's Elise. Not the most accurate pass. Now it's Elise. He's going for goal! Fantastic from Elise! He's got himself an absolute peach. And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. And wow, he has given that a right old hit.
It's almost poetry in motion, Peter, isn't it? The way he wraps his foot round the ball so effortlessly. Amazing.
France visibly comfortable, now up by 3. Cherki. And here's Morata. Applies the finish! Keeper gets just about enough of it.
Spain are showing good urgency, but they have to place more emphasis on service into the box.
That ball looks a good one. Merino. Now it's Pino. Oh, there's a probing ball. Oh, that pass isn't the best. And here's Doué. Very nicely done. Good effort from distance. And here's the chance to counter. That has not gone well.
3 minutos de descuento.
And there's the shot!
Great strike. A test for the keeper. Konate promptly onto that, and that is that. Can he get it through?
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive? A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
And it's been taken short. Olise. Grimaldo with the... And that is it. The referee has seen enough. A tale of two teams, one irresistible, unstoppable, the other fragile and seemingly clueless. Well, how will we look back on that?
Yeah, well, I've been on the losing side in games like this, and I can tell you it really does hurt. It's about the fans, and when you let them down, it hurts that bit more. I mean, you can do all the right preparations and still end up on the losing side. I don't think they'll be going out tonight.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all.
A continuación, se podrán ver en el marcador estadísticas detalladas sobre la primera parte.